There you go. That's awesome. So that club face going in and shut and loading your wrists pushes the handle out away from you. See, that's really good, okay? So for you and I, because we've got a lot of history, and we worked with a lot of the same individuals, we've built into ourselves the first foot of the backswing locks up the rotation, the external rotation in our forearm, and it locks up your shoulder. So what's gonna happen is you can get away with it to right about here, and then all of a sudden, unless you figure out how to unlock it and re-engage your scapula, the club's gonna tend to go up and go across the line. And then you can't play from there, so then when you start down, you reroute it and you get back underneath here. And then we're flipping, trying to catch up. So what we're gonna do here, like I said, is same thing I did. So you're gonna take it in like this. So the handle of the club's going straight, but the club head, the face is still here. So what you can't do when you do this is do that with the face. That's what most people would do. They'd take their arms and the club face in there. Now you're so deep, you can't keep going that way. So it's gonna lift. So this is the club head goes in, it forces the handle out, and it just keeps going. So the club keeps going away from you, you change directions, it goes in there and it comes right back into the ball. So you're actually using the momentum of the club correctly, because it's staying in an arc, and the arc is steep enough that you've got room to drop, to change directions, because your arms don't get pulled in. Then it goes up, and then you just hit it. I mean, that's so much better. It's incredible. And we're using the momentum, but we're setting the swing up. You know, there's been so many players, so many teachers over the years, and players. I was just listening the other day to one of the top tour players. Oh, it was Rory. They had him on TV, and they're interviewing him, which I agree with this. And actually what he said, it's interesting, I watch swings and I'm going, God, I wish I could have 20 minutes with that guy. I'd just like to know, what are they seeing? If you're enjoying this video, go to the description below to see how to join Malaska Mail mailing list. So not only when you join the Malaska mailing list, you get a tremendous amount of content, but you get a downloadable video specific to this information that we just talked about that's gonna make it even more relevant for you. And Rory made the comment, he said, I get right here, he says, and I keep trying to make something work up here. And he says, I just get lost sometimes, and it just starts going sideways. So we've decided that if I can get what I need to have happen up here to happen right here, then I don't have to worry about it. Then I can just turn back and hit it. It's pretty good. I mean, he might fix what I have always disliked about his swing, which is a lot of the same thing you and I deal with. He gets his arms too deep, he gets the club across the line, and when he starts down, it goes like this. And at that high speed, you know, all of a sudden you see him, and the driver starts going two directions, and his wedges are all over the place because he can't compress the ball the same every single time. So it's interesting when I heard that from him. So he's saying the first 2 feet of my backswing, which that's been around forever. If you get the club started away correctly, except that's a real nebulous term. How do you start it away? What is the right takeaway? Well, what we're doing here is getting our wrist set and getting the external rotation in this arm and the scapula loaded, so all you have to do is turn back and go.
Yeah, I feel a lot happening at the very beginning. And you know, like you said, it helps me so much, because if I feel it up here, I'm late over here, right? I feel like I've got to do everything up here.
You won't move. You won't go.
I can't get over to my left side.
Well, because you're waiting to get it where you can hit from. But if all of a sudden you feel like you're loaded and you're ready right here, I mean, you just go. But it is going to feel to you and to me, it feels a lot more activity going on right here.
100%.
I mean, it feels like there's a lot of stuff going on that normally isn't there. Now, I'm sure that the more I do it, I won't have to think about it, so it'll just feel like I'm not doing anything. But at first, relative to how you and I take the club away, and keeping the club way out here, which is fine if you let it go this way. But where you and I go is we get here, we don't let it go, and it goes up like this, and you're waiting for it to get over here where you can go, and it stays there, so you go to push it this way. And then it falls too far behind your rotation. So then this circle and this one are off. and you're coming like this and you're going, uh-oh. So this stops and this flips.
Yeah.
All right, let's see you do it. That was awesome. There you go. That's awesome. So that club face going in and shut and loading your wrist pushes the handle out away from you. See, that's really good. Do that again so I can...
You can feel that. You can feel this load so much more.
And it just keeps going, yeah. So the club head now can keep moving away from you because and you just keep loading your right side, and then you change directions and hit it. Because now the club's in the right spot. So now you change directions and hit it. So it was interesting when I first started, and we talked about this a minute ago. Well, I was a pitcher. So I used to spend, I don't know how many hours I spent standing like this and going, where I got my arms in line with my shoulders and this hand and my glove was this way and this was this way. Because this has a lot, how your glove hand works, your lead side, has a lot to do in pitching. So this isn't just nebulous. It doesn't just go somewhere. It has, there's a reason for it to do what it does. But anyways, I would work on this. And then, so you're here and you go, boom, and you're right there. Now, once your foot hits the ground, like here, then this right arm, right here, your arm's going back, your foot hits the ground, and this arm goes whoop, and it rotates in the shoulder socket right there. And then everything goes forward. So when I came to golf initially, see, when I'd start the club back, when I'd get right here, see, my right hand was right there, just like pitching. So, and my grip was good enough and the face was good that then what I would do is when I changed directions, my right arm would just do what I'd frickin' been doing forever. And so it was boom. And so those instincts that I had were perfect.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, somebody, and the instinct, now the hundreds of thousands of balls fighting my natural instinct. So this move right here, this, where the wrist goes like that and it goes, and it loads, we're doing that right here.
Right there, yeah.
Because you've got to have that load to create any forward force. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Good, now do that. Swing it nice and slow to that spot so that it keeps going away and go right up to the top and then hit it, just like that.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Do that again. Don't get in a rush to put backswing and downs real quick.
Yeah.
Let's just do this a few times at slow speeds where you can identify all those, you can feel where the weight of the club is, you can feel the difference in how your hands are working away from the ball, nice and smooth. So it goes in and your hands go out and up. So the club head can keep going away from you. Right, come here. Okay, when your left arm gets parallel to the ground, which is right there, the club shaft is aimed at the ball.
Oh, right.
See, we're not normally there.
Yeah.
Normally, when my left arm's parallel to the ground, my club shaft's still vertical. That's because of all the years with it in vertical, which is okay, and he wanted me to get here, and then he wanted me to pivot the club. He wanted me to do this, so he wanted you here, and he wanted you to pivot and hit this corner and then tip it out in front of you. So it was this. It was this. It wasn't that.
Yeah.
But in doing all of that, plus shoulder issues and all kinds of stuff, all of a sudden, I lost this, which you've never had that. So all of a sudden you do that, that's pretty good. Now the reason it went a little across the line, and it's not across the line, that's right in line with your hands. Your arms got too deep.
Okay.
Too soon.
Yeah.
So if your arms buy into, if you start sucking in here, see the club head can't keep going that way. So at some point in time, it's gonna do this. That's why when you do this, your arms have to move away from you so that the club can keep going that way.
Yeah.
Because if all of a sudden your arms are so deep that the club can't keep going that way, it's gonna go this way.
Yeah.
And as soon as it goes that way, you're gonna follow the momentum over the top.